All right, it is about 35 degrees, so I am going to keep this slightly brisk. I'm here at Turkey Swamp Park in southern Freehold, New Jersey, and I'm going to be taking note of what I believe is related to STS while I'm here. I will attach some pictures to this, but for a little bit of background, during our assignments in class learning about hazardous waste sites, this was the nearest one to my house. It's about 10-ish minutes away by car, a couple miles south of where I live. And seeing it on that list on the EPA website particularly struck home because I did grow up spending a lot of time around here and never had any real suspicion that it was a hazardous waste site, as I spent a lot of time outdoors. I'm going to be looking particularly for things that stand out to me on my walk here, as I'm looking at it from a different lens than I've ever been here before. I've done barbecues here before, I've done kayaking here before, and that's never really come up when thinking about it, so I am going to see if anything stands out. The first thing I notice is a revegetation sign that reads, "Trees, shrubs, and grass have been placed in the park to stop erosion of the soil into the lake. Native plant material was selected as it is the best suited for the park. Species of trees that occur in the surrounding area, but not in the park, were utilized to increase plant and animal diversity." I find that to be particularly interesting because, as earlier mentioned, this was a man-made park at some point after it was closed as a hazardous waste site. So I do find the process for choosing what plants were selected here to be interesting, as there wasn't a lot to base it out of due to its previous use of the land. I guess one question I would have to someone that chose that, this was made years ago, so I doubt that person is still working, is what the process looked like for deciding these different plants and who was responsible for making that, whether it was like a state official or a local official that went into making the park. And the only animals I've ever really seen around here are deer. I'm wondering if other animals do inhabit the area and how that impacts the ecosystem. Okay, as I finish up my quick walk around the site, I did not go around the whole thing, as it is a few miles long and I am pretty cold. I did get to about half of it though, and the big takeaway that I took away, I guess, is that there's a massive effort here to create an ecosystem that once did not exist and maintain it. I attached up pictures of a few signs that I've seen across the way asking hikers to not pick any flowers that they find, as they are beneficial to the environment. I do find it kind of fascinating that they were able to take a site that was causing so much damage and create this artificial ecosystem that obviously has grown upon itself as it's thriving. There's not too many leaves right now, as it is late November, but when I'm here in the spring, it's beautiful. The trees are all blooming, and I believe that this was a very beneficial project to an area that does mean a lot to me, as it is my hometown, and it's exciting to see and makes me hopeful for the future that scientists, ecologists, and everyone else are able to take a toxic waste environment and turn it into something that is so helpful. I wish I could get in contact with the people that started this project. However, as mentioned, it's been open since I believe 1963 was when the land was purchased. So those people are likely retired at this point. I guess one final question that I have that I could look into is how the preservation of this ecosystem is being managed, and if any new wildlife has been added in the past, I'll say 10 years to keep it semi-recent, and how that has impacted what has already existed. So I guess I'll wrap up this little audio podcast here. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and have a good day.